switch gears today. We're going from fishing to doing a little bit of work with the deer. We're hanging some cameras today, planning a food plot, trying to kind of get someone organized and see who's around for the upcoming bow season. It's late July here, so it's, I think, the perfect time. It's hot today. We had a little shower this morning. I think it's going to rain a little more this afternoon, so we're going to try and get a couple cameras hung and come back and check them in 3 or 4 weeks and see who's around. Stay tuned, this will be a fun little video. Alright, here's an example of a great summertime spot. I got the tree picked out here. I got about 60-80 acres of woods behind us here. And we got the food plot kind of off over in this area. It's like a quarter acre, half acre. And right here, we're next to some soybeans. Soybeans are a very high attractant in the summertime for whitetails. Also, this kind of area right here, everything kind of intersects. You got the woods right here. The bean field also intersects with the food plot. Deer use structure kind of like fish would. If you watch them, a lot of times they'll walk the edges. You know, they like walking inside and outside corners. They like using the edges. It kind of almost camouflages them or shields them or hides some of their movement. So try and keep a lot of that in mind. If you're around soybean fields, you're going to be pretty good, and then just look for where fields kind of meet and where there's edges. If there's corn next to soybeans, that edge where the corn meets the soybeans is going to be a good spot, especially if there's woods right there. That whole corner is going to be really a great spot to hang a trail camera and get some really nice summertime photos. As you can tell, I'm not too worried about the deer hearing me. Not too worried about even scent control. I got knee-high boots on, but you know, I got work pants on. I'm just not too worried about deer smelling me, hearing me, knowing I'm here. I almost want them to know I'm here. Just, hey, I'm just a farmer checking my fields. You know, I'm come in peace, mean no harm, and even. You know, I busted that doe coming in. I drove up here and she kind of trotted off 20 yards, and she was kind of looking at me, and I quick grabbed the camera, and then she kind of kept walking down the hill and ducked in the woods. But you know, if they feel like you're not trying to hunt them and they feel like you're not a predator right now, they're not going to be that scared. So I'm just kind of making some noise, hanging the camera, getting it set up, and then getting out of here. And I just feel like that's another way of not putting a lot of pressure on them. I know a lot of guys will come in and they'll try and be as quiet as they can, and they'll shower and scent away and spray down, and that's totally fine. That's a good way of going too. A lot of times you can slip in and out without a deer even knowing you're there, but you know, it's late July. Even if I do bust a couple of them, I'm just not too worried. I don't think it's going to affect them there in the beginning of September, middle of September, when the bow season here in Wisconsin starts. So getting everything cleared out, looking at everything, trying to make everything look really pretty, and yeah, just don't care if a couple deer hear me here and there. Not a big deal. There you have it. We got a whole area right here, right in this bean field. The bean field's right behind you, about a 20-acre bean field, and there's corn beyond that. We got 30 acres of woods this way, 15 acres of woods that way. There's a chunk of 50 that adjacents this soybean field. Usually we get a lot of nice deer. There's on this property here, last year there's a couple good ones around, but post gun season, boy, I don't know. I got pictures of one deer that I'm gonna watch for. So I'm really not too stoked for this spot. I think it's gonna be kind of a rebuilding year. But I tell you what, it gets weird. A lot of times, you know, if you got good food around you and less, you know, not a lot of hunting pressure, human pressure, sometimes these deer, they move around, and the big one likes what he sees here and he feels comfortable here, he'll stick around. So it's always a surprise what shows up, especially early to mid-August. Seems like the big ones really are on their feet moving around. That's when I get most of my big buck pictures, and we'll show a couple pictures of some deer that we're looking for at the end of this video. Don't really have a name for any deer on this farm, but the next farm we go to, that's the big one. I mean, there's a couple, like 2 or 3 nice deer and one stud, one mature deer that we are, I mean, devoted a lot of time to last year, and didn't even see him. Camera got him a couple times daylight, but we'll see. We'll finish up here and we'll get to the next farm. If you're gonna take the time to put it out, you may as well make the time to clear it out. Get rid of all them tall weeds. That way you don't have to go through hundreds of pictures of weeds blowing around. May as well be efficient. Make it look all pretty like they do on TV. Alright, spot number 2. We're running like 3 properties this year. A 12 acre, a 10 acre, and like a 20 acre. All micro parcels, but they're in good spots. And as I was walking in, actually as I drove in, kicked up a doe out of, you guessed it, a bean field. Absolute magnets they are. Absolute magnets. You gotta be around beans in summer. Beans and alfalfa. It's crazy. So we got a little walk back, and just kind of as we're walking through this bean field, we're kind of paying attention to the edges. You can see where the deer have been browsing on the leaves. It'll look just like you know, pick the leaves off. You'll just see some stubble left on the plant yet. And so far, I'm not seeing a whole lot, but we're kind of in the middle of the field. Once we get to the corner, I guarantee you it'll be, I mean, everywhere. Very high browse pressure in these soybean fields in summer. Well, walking the edge of bean field number 3. It's kind of coincidental that there's beans in front of like every spot that I'm going to. Almost every spot. Usually there's a mix, you know, like sometimes there's corn, sometimes it's beans, sometimes it's wheat, and they kind of run a rotation like that. But this is the last spot now. This spot here, I'm telling you, there's some slobs, and they're not afraid to show themselves after gun season. So we kind of want to come in here and get a little inventory of them, try and figure out what they've done since last year. Did I get hit in the face by a bug or something? And I can tell there's a little more browse pressure on this field. Does are stacked in here like crazy. Wouldn't be surprised if I bump something. Bugs are in here like crazy too. There's some turkeys. That's minor. Get more pictures of them than anything else. Unbelievable. Them are crazy. There's like 12 of them right there. Anyway, 3 or 4 deer that I really got my eye on. One of them, I'll save him for last. One of them's, I think, a mainframe 10 with a kicker off his left G2. He's a good deer last year. Age, I'm not real sure. He showed up kind of late. But he's a nice deer, a deer that I hope sticks around. There's another deer, a mainframe 10 with a split G2 on his I'm not sure what side. Left side maybe. Might be the same as that other deer. And you know, he's got a smaller frame, but you know, if he can just blow this year, he'll be, I mean, he'll be a real nice deer. And then I know there's one more. Oh, this is a real small 10-pointer. He wasn't a shooter last year, but I saved some pictures of him. I wanted to keep him just kind of on my radar, so I got an idea of what he looks like and what he might be this year, because he could be something this year. And then the big guy, the fella, the deer that I'm after, the deer that I don't have a name for because I can't think of one good enough. The giant 8-pointer, mainframe 8, and I mean, he's pushing. I mean, he's a solid deer, fully mature, awesome deer, huge deer. Got a few daylights of him last year. Just wasn't able to capitalize. Wasn't able to make it work. But man, what a big deer, man. He's a giant, and I can't wait to get pictures of him this year, because I know he made it through the gun season, and I'm sure he's around here. It's just a matter of hoping that he still uses this area. And if he put on anything, I mean, he's going to be world class. I mean, there's an absolute giant 8-pointer. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if he's around. Hopefully he's around. We'll see. We'll get set up, and that'll be a wrap, I think. So we'll see. All right, it's going to be the end of the video. I'm sweating like a hog, as they say. You know, it's like 85. Actually, not even. It's like 81. I know you guys in Iowa and Missouri, Nebraska, you know, you guys are doing this when it's 100, 110 out, but 80, 81, and 65, 70% humidity. Yuck. You can have this, man. I'm done. We got 3 cameras hung. We got 3 spots cleared out. I gotta hang a stand yet, but that ain't gonna be in summer, man. I'll wait till the middle of October to hang a set here, because I'll be busy all till then anyway with work. So we're looking forward to see what's around. We'll probably post a video to see who's around. Maybe there's some new faces. Maybe we'll get more pictures of that big monster, man. There's a few big ones around yet. So haven't done too much scouting yet. Usually I'll drive around and scout a little bit, but it's been busy. But now we're gonna get a little break till, you know, August or so, and that's usually when I like driving around anyways, in August. So be a good time, man. We're looking forward to it. It's good to finally do a little bit of stuff in the deer woods, get away from fishing for a little bit. But we got a big fish video coming out tomorrow. We're doing a 1 versus 1. So maybe that video is out already. Depends which one he edits first. But awesome. Thanks everybody for watching, and yeah, that's all I got for you. What do you know? We're in the corner of a bean field. It's exactly where we started all these videos. Unbelievable. This is gonna be the year, I'm telling you. We're looking for a 150. I probably get pictures of a 150 for sure, guarantee you. I think like 3 out of the last 3 years I got pictures of 150 plus. So whew, it's exciting. It's exciting, man. Let's get out of here. Thanks for watching.